What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on this 2012 GMC Sierra 1500. This model year ranges from 2007 up to 2013. And today we're going to show you how you can install a block heater on this particular vehicle. 2012 GMC Sierra block heater installation. All right, guys, so before you start thinking about doing this, the first thing you want to do is open your glove box here on the passenger side. And what you want to do is go to your options list over here. And you want to be looking for option code K05 or K05. And if you see that option code on this list here, that means your truck is already equipped with a block heater. You just gotta sort out and find where the plug is. So on this particular vehicle, as you can see, we have KC4, KG3, KNP, K34, K47, K5L, but we do not have a K05. So from the factory, this vehicle was not equipped with a block heater. So this is the first thing you want to do because your truck may already have it. All right, guys, so once you determine that you do not have a factory installed block heater, if you go ahead and you call the dealership, you're going to be surprised by the price of the factory block heater. Just for this wire alone, they're charging well over $300, which is pretty ludicrous. So the whole kit generally costs you close to $400, again, depending on where you live. So what we did, we went ahead and we ordered an aftermarket one, and this is the company it's from. And this is the part number, again, for this particular truck. And this was a lot cheaper than the factory. Second, I want to show you the location of the frost plug. This is straight from General Motors. This is a 5.3 liter engine. These trucks do come with several different engine types. This one in particular is for the 5.3. And if you look closely at the description here, and they show you the location, the first thing you might notice is that where they're telling you here, that is not the plug for the frost plug. So that bolt, in fact, is for the power steering bracket, and what we're looking for is just below that, and I'm going to show you on the engine itself right now. All right, guys, so here we are on the driver's side of the vehicle, and if you look right there, there's your alternator. Right below that is your power steering pump. And if you can see right there where my finger is, this is the bolt that the diagram shows. And what we're looking for is below that bolt. And I got a mirror set up there. And as you can see, there's a big frost plug there with a hex head on it. If you can see that clearly. All right, and that's the bolt we're going to be removing. And what you will need is a H17 hex socket, H17, and also a pry bar, because it is on there pretty tight. So get something that'll give you a bit of leverage, and we'll go ahead and remove that now. All right, so here we're attempting to remove the frost plug. Again, it is on there pretty tight. I'm pretty sure it has thread lock on it, so you'll definitely need leverage. And also, just so you know, once that plug is opened, you will be losing coolant. So just make sure that your vehicle is cold, and that way you don't have any issues with burning yourself. And if you want to place a bucket underneath the vehicle to catch any coolant that we lose. Okay guys, so just what's included in this kit is just basically an extension cord and a heating element. On this particular kit, this is a 26mm socket here that you will need, so make sure you got one of those. And just have this ready. As soon as you remove the frost plug, you want to try to install it right away. That way you minimize the amount of coolant you lose. As you can see, we're starting to lose coolant. Don't worry. Let it out. And it's quite a bit of coolant, so that's why it's good to have the heating element ready. Once you got the threads caught there, the coolant will stop leaking. So this is the plug, frost plug. So now what we want to do is, what we want to make sure is that we didn't cross thread. So just use your socket and turn it a few more turns by hand, and if you're confident that the threads are on there properly, go ahead and tighten that down. The new heating element did have thread lock on it, so once you tighten it down, it should stay securely in place. Alright guys, so once you got it into place, what you want to do is go ahead and top off the cooling system there and let the truck run so that you can start bleeding the cooling system. You have to do this before you plug in the cord, and also this is a good time for you to check for leaks. If it's leaking, you can go ahead and torque down the heating element a little bit more so you can stop the leak. So we've been running this for a little while. Everything's okay, no leaks. We're gonna bring it back inside now, and we're gonna start. We're gonna determine where we want to put the plug. And so far, this looks like one of the best locations right here. And this is the tow hook. We're gonna start routing the extension cord for this. All right guys, so this cord is approximately 1.5 meters long. So also grab yourself a bunch of zip ties so that you can put it in a secure place so the extension cord doesn't rub around and possibly cause damage. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the orange side here and we're gonna run this backwards through the frame and then get it plugged up. All right guys, so we're done here with this and just wanted to show you the location of the plug. And we routed this right through. So it comes out of there. As you can see, those zip ties. We have it running under the computer through there. There's another zip tie right there. And then we also got it, you can focus here, on a factory clamp there. And with a little bit of slack, plugged right into the element. All right. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful and informative, and if it was, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you and have a great day.